Here's the truth. When you walk up to FEMA for aid, they hand you a gift card for $750. No questions asked. It's called Serious Needs Assistance. It's designed to help with short-term expenses, cover essential items like food, water, baby formula, breastfeeding supplies, medication, and any other emergency supplies that you might need.
And it's like literally the maximum amount that they're able to give you.
Come back the next day with your application, and they'll review it and figure out what you qualify for. Let's start by using cyber social media threat detection software to determine whether our foreign adversaries are spreading this misinformation about Hurricane Helene or whether we're doing it to ourselves. So I actually set up a profile on Cyber
I'm actually really curious.
A number of keywords that have been frequently used regarding the hurricane and the federal response. And what I discovered shocked me. We have very few foreign actors spreading disinformation. We're doing this to ourselves. This is
oh, damn, fuck.
And the disinformation that people are spreading willingly.
Well, there goes my hope for American society. Okay, well, I don't understand how people are so stupid, how they can't see. Yeah, obviously this is a restricted zone for a reason, because there are, like you just said, like there are a ton of helicopters flying around here. They need coordination. Flying your own civilian helicopter without any flight clearance, without any flight plan. All that does is delay legitimate rescue efforts. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to help with the algorithm, and consider sending a donation through YouTube Super Thanks to directly support the channel, and I'll make sure to reply. Ryan Macbeth did a video about all the lies going on about Hurricane Helene. What's up, Soren?
On Saturday, September 28th, Hurricane Helene struck the mountainous regions of western North Carolina. The misinformation that happened next was almost as devastating as the storm. I start by saying I'm going to donate the proceeds of this video and any t-shirts I sell from Bunker Branding today to World Central Kitchen, who is feeding people in North Carolina and Tennessee who have been affected by the storm. This video will probably get shared a lot, so allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ryan Macbeth. I'm a software developer and intelligence analyst, mainly working in the collections, C4ISR, and mission planning space. I did 20 years as an infantryman before retiring as a sergeant first class. I'm also an intelligence analyst and commentator for Newsmax, so if you think I'm some kind of left-wing shill, you might want to close that loop. I make a lot of videos about how the military works, how intelligence is collected, and misinformation, disinformation. I frequently embed with military units as a journalist. I also work as the director of software integration for the Texas Air Med Lab, a drone company that uses AI-powered drones to deliver whole blood to wounded soldiers on the battlefield. So I know a little bit about intelligence collection and airspace deconfliction. Let's start by using cyber social media threat detection software to determine whether our foreign adversaries are spreading this misinformation about Hurricane Helene or whether we're doing it to ourselves. So I actually set up a profile on Cyber.
I'm actually really curious.
A number of keywords that have been frequently used regarding the hurricane and the federal response. And what I discovered shocked me. We have very few foreign actors spreading disinformation. We're doing this to ourselves. This is
oh, damn, fuck.
And the disinformation that people are spreading willingly.
Well, there goes my hope for American society. Okay, well,
is actually hurting people. I'm going to get to how this is happening in a moment. First off, I spoke with the North Carolina National Guard, not just their public affairs people, but regular troops on the ground. North Carolina is home to multiple National Guard formations, C-17s, Apaches.
It just means I have it sped up a little bit.
Forces, you name it.
Is that 1.25?
And
or no, is that 1.5? I think.
I spoke with National Guard dudes who are actively rendering aid in the mountains of North Carolina. These Air Force and Army National Guard soldiers, they're using razors and helicopters to meet with isolated communities and get them the aid that they need. National Guard citizen soldiers from North Carolina, Florida, New York, Pennsylvania, Iowa, Ohio, Connecticut, Alabama, Kentucky, and Indiana are on the ground. The airspace is full to an absurd degree. These National Guard guys are running on Zen and energy drinks. The National Guard Lakotas, Chinooks, and Blackhawks are in the air, along with civilian rotary wing birds. And deconfliction of the airspace is an issue. It is a problem. It's rush hour up there, and the only reason we haven't seen an accident is due to the professionalism of the National Guard pilots from multiple states who are all working together. There's also,
I saw he might bring this up, but like there was that one case that went fucking viral on Twitter for it's so. I don't know how people are like so dumb. Like of that one guy who tried to fly his like civilian helicopter without any flight clearance into the restricted zone to like, I mean, he was trying to rescue people, like he had good intentions or whatever. But you know, like I don't understand how people are so stupid, how they can't see. Yeah, obviously this is a restricted zone for a reason, because there are like you just said, like there are a ton of helicopters flying around here. They need coordination. Flying your own civilian helicopter without any flight clearance, without any flight plan. All that does is delay legitimate rescue efforts. You're not part of the government. You're a civilian. You're not trained in this stuff. You don't know how to rescue people. Clearly, this is not something that should be allowed. And then like the point about people keep getting as mad. What's up, Bert Stein? Welcome back. People keep getting as mad about like the fact President Biden and Kamala Harris didn't even go to Asheville immediately or whatever. It's like, one, they probably don't have a good way to get to Asheville. Two, they don't want them there, because when the president goes somewhere, they need Secret Service details. They need like local police resources. Like obviously the president of the United States, who needs all these security details, should not be going to a place where those law enforcement agencies' time is like most needed. Like really? In case it ends don't justify the means? What do you mean by that?
Active duty units from the 18th Airborne Corps on the ground, specifically the 101st and the 82nd Airborne, they're lending a hand. I embedded with both of those units. They're the best. The active duty and the Guard are delivering generators, chainsaws, thousands of military rations and cases of water. The main goal is to get the roads open again, because with roads, you have a bigger corridor for food and a bigger corridor for water. Now, I want to make this very, very clear. Volunteers are not being turned away. Food is not being confiscated. Now, there have been rumors that FEMA or the Federal Emergency Management Agency is turning people away or preventing them from getting aid. Here's the truth. There's some cultural issues at play here. The kind of people who live in Western North Carolina are competent and capable. You don't live on the side of Mount Mitchell if you're not self-sufficient. And they are also the kind of people who exercise their Second Amendment right to bear arms. It is perfectly normal for them to go to a FEMA aid station while carrying a firearm. And if they get some FEMA employee who grew up in San Francisco or New York City, that city boy is probably going to be terrified when some mountain man with an AR-15 on his back just walks through their tent door. That's where you're getting the whole FEMA isn't giving out aid thing. And I know this because these National Guard soldiers who grew up in the very mountains of North Carolina that these people are from, they understand the local culture. They told me it's happening. And they're the ones who are de-escalating the situation.
Listen, the Secret Service at least did a good job for the second Trump assassination attempt. They were able, I don't even think he got any shots out. I think they immediately saw him and started shooting at him, and they were able to chase him down and detain him later.
The FEMA people understand the culture of the locals. And somehow, a few incidents of FEMA people being visibly distressed or uncomfortable around civilians with guns turned into FEMA is refusing to give out aid. This is where it all started. The problem is that the rumors are getting out of control. So you have people posting lies on the internet, and now you have volunteers coming to North Carolina, and they aren't coordinating their actions with FEMA or the National Guard because they believe if they do, FEMA will arrest them. They won't. FEMA doesn't have arrest powers. This is costing lives, because the National Guard is checking communities that have already been checked by volunteers. But since the volunteers won't coordinate with the National Guard still thinks that ticket is open and the community still needs something. If you are spreading misinformation that FEMA will arrest you and the National Guard is not being allowed to help, you are hurting people. People are dying because of you. There are other people who are saying that if you apply for disaster aid, FEMA will take your land. Some of this is related to this screaming idiot St. Peters. He's the one who
this claim is so unbelievably dumb.
And here's an interesting fact about the region of North Carolina. It sits on the biggest lithium deposit in the United States. Yeah, lithium. The stuff that they use to make batteries that are not removable from your cell phone, which all the way, by the way, is a weapon of war that could be blown up by the IDF or your own government for that matter at any time. And these batteries are also used to power electric vehicles, which of course are a key component of the Green New Deal agenda backed by the US government and the UN and the World Economic Forum and of course, Blackrock.
He had to throw Blackrock in there?
And the lithium situation in North Carolina is really no secret. It's been reported on climate nut websites where people who supposedly love the earth are talking about digging up mountains of North Carolina to steal the lithium and build electric vehicles so they can drive around San Francisco and each other in the... And the federal government is in on all of this, of course.
The Albemarle Kings Mountain mine that Stu mentioned is the economic engine for 3 counties. Everybody loved it until 4 or 5 days ago when it became some kind of deep state George Soros plot. There's also a rumor that FEMA doesn't have enough money for disaster.
I mean, it's probably not drill that shit. I don't know. It's probably, lithium mining is probably not the best for the environment, but like the alternative is, is not bad based. Oh.
Assistance, or that money was diverted to other border-related issues. This is a lie as well. Congress recently passed a short-term spending bill that grants FEMA about $20 billion for the agency's disaster relief. There's also the rumor that FEMA will only provide $750 to disaster survivors.
So much cheaper way to cause terrorism. Why they got to take
this is the same lie that came
true.
Lie as well. Congress recently passed assistance, or that money was diverted to other border-related issues. This is a lie as well. Congress recently passed a short-term spending bill that grants FEMA about $20 billion for the agency's disaster relief. There's also the rumor that FEMA will only provide $750 to disaster survivors. This is the same lie that came out after the Maui wildfires, and back then it was $700. Here's the truth. When you walk up to FEMA for aid, they hand you a gift card for $750. No questions asked. It's called Serious Needs Assistance. It's designed to help with short-term expenses, cover essential items like food, water, baby formula, breastfeeding supplies, medication, and any other emergency supplies that you might need.
And it's like literally the maximum amount that they're able to give you.
Come back the next day with your application, and they'll review it and figure out what you qualify for. So this was an own goal. We did this to ourselves. Russia didn't do this. China didn't do this. We did this to ourselves, but we can stop it in its tracks. Use trusted sources of information, not Facebook posts. Donate to World Central Kitchen. That's what I'm going to do. And please don't use this event to score political points. These kinds of tragedies are the opportunity to show you humanity, not to dunk on someone from a different political party. Special thanks to Cyber for allowing me to use their social media threat detection software. Thank you to the North Carolina...
Can normal people not use this?
Cyber for allowing...
What if I want to? What if I want to know what fucking
software? Thank you to the North Carolina.
If you want to chat with me live, sub here or go to nonfun420 on Twitch or Kick via the links below. Once again, please like and sub to help with the algorithm, and consider sending a donation through YouTube Super Thanks to directly support me, and I'll make sure to reply to any question you ask. See you guys next time.